We're going to talk about another scenario here while we're working with data in tables in Microsoft Access that will pop up from time to time, and that's find and replace. Much like using Microsoft Word or Excel, using find and replace in those applications is much the same here in Access, except that all of our data that we're searching through exists in a table here. So we can find specific data when we're looking for it, and we can also replace that data with something else if we use find and replace. That's what we're going to look at next. So I want you to imagine for a second that we've actually got thousands of records as opposed to just 17. You need to click on your Home tab, and you'll notice up here I'm using Music Library 4. That's from the Lesson 3 folder of my exercise files. If you want to follow along, go ahead and open that one up. It's just slightly different from previous versions. So let's say I want to locate albums by the Monkees. Well, right now, I want you to notice, first of all, that my cursor is flashing in the Album ID column. That's important because when we come up here to click Find in the Find section, you'll notice that by default I've got a 1 showing up in here because I was in Album ID, record number 1. And what do I want to look in? It's important that we're not just looking for album IDs, but in the entire album table. So you want that selected. What we're looking for is Monkees, but we can just type in Monk and decide that we want to match any part of the field. It doesn't have to match the entire field or the whole field or even the start of the field. Any part of the field can have Monk in it. We're going to search through all the records. We don't need to match case. When we hit Find Next, you can see we're brought to, there's Monk in the Monkees, and that's album ID number 8. When I hit Find Next, I go to the next one. I wonder if there's any more. When I hit Find Next, I get a message saying no, there isn't any more, and this search item was not found. So I click OK. So you can see, if you can imagine thousands of records, how quickly we can find a specific piece of data in that table using the Find feature. Now, there's a Replace tab right here. I could switch right over to Find and Replace by clicking this tab. But if I want to start that from the beginning, I can go up here. Instead of clicking Find, click Replace. It's the exact same dialog box it shows. You can see the Replace tab is selected this time. Even what I looked for last time in the Find What field, Monk is there. And some of the other options I selected are also previously selected. So they're set there for me by default. What I want to look for this time is the word cassette. And I want to replace that with the word tape. It really should be tape, not cassette. I'm going to look in the entire table again. This time I want it to match the whole field. And I do want to search through all the records. Now if I hit Find Next, it's going to take me to the first occurrence of cassette from where my cursor was flashing. Keep in mind it was up here in album ID number 9 here by the Monkees. So there it is. I can hit Replace. It gets replaced and moves on automatically to the next one. If I just want to do them all quickly, I can click Replace All. They're all done. I won't be able to undo this replace operation. Do I want to continue? The answer is yes. And let's think about that for a second, that warning. Is it true that I won't be able to undo that? Well, it's true that I won't be able to use the undo function to go back to the way it was, but I could do another find and replace and just reverse these items, search for the word tape and replace with cassette. But I'm happy. I'm going to click Cancel. Now it says tape everywhere where it did say cassette, and I was able to quickly and easily locate specific data using the Find feature.